Hey everybody, it's EternalBeta. Welcome back to the RAC World Tour. After a week off, we are back on the RAC server. Not much has changed around here. I think I put in another chest or so. Actually, no, I think I showed you guys that in my short video last week. Yeah, I do apologize for not having a video, a real video out last week. Like I said, I've just been really busy and have not been able to get a lot of work done. But this time I managed to get just a tiny little bit of work done. Shut up, Portal. I'm trying to talk here. So we're over here at the Desert Palace base because this is pretty much where we're going to be for walking back and forth while I talk here. This is where we're going to be for most of this episode because this has been where I've been doing just a tiny little bit of work. But before we get on to that, we've had a visitor, it seems. With a nice little pumpkin. Here's a nice little warning from Gorley. Let's take a look here. Incoming gift. Gorley is actually online right now too. We were just talking just a second ago. So let's take a look here. Dear EB, I heard you were running out of sand and sandstone. Wonder where you heard that from, Gorley. I couldn't have just told you in chat 5 minutes before you came over here. Thought I'd give you a heads. I've been preparing a gift for you. You should be excited, and it should be a quick cleanup. Gorley. Now, I guess we can take this down now. Now, Gorley put up a video of this already, talking about how he was going to, it sounds like, do something like prank me with a bunch of sand and sandstone, which, yes, I am. You guys see in my inventory, this sandstone that I have actually is the last of my sandstone supply because I'll show you guys in a second. But is my inventory full? My inventory is full. Get out of here, rotten flesh. And one piece of sand I really couldn't care less about, so it'll sit there and despawn. But yeah, Gorley mentioned in his video that he was planning the prank on me, and I think he said something about the fact that he's been hiding chests around here. Gorley, I know you're still new-ish to the server. That's not how you do pranks. You don't tell people, especially you don't tell them that you've been hiding stuff around near their base. Now that's kind of a given. Everybody knows when you do pranks, prepare ahead of time, you hide supplies. You don't tell people. Gorley, I could just, if you really do have stuff hidden out here, do you know how easy it would be for me to find it? But you know what? Okay, go ahead. You can prank me, especially if you're going to be giving me lots of supplies. Fine, go ahead. You guys actually see in the chat here. Gorley just said, I will be out to visit your place soon-ish. So, go ahead, Gorley, bring it. But I can tell you one thing. The retaliation, you're not going to know when it's coming. You will not know when it's coming because I'm not... Maybe I'm not just not as nice as you. Oh, and Gorley, just in case you do have stuff hidden out here, I've been making small little changes to the landscape out here, just in case you actually did hide something. Maybe make it a little bit more difficult. Hopefully you have coordinates. Anyway, why don't we move on to what we've been doing around here, now that we've sat here and talked for a few minutes. Let's head on over here. Well, no. Let's go this way. So like I said, I have been doing just a tiny bit of work. And like I said, I'm completely out of sandstone. And the reason for that, try and look away for as long as possible here. You guys can notice this is new. The reason is this. Something seems different. Can't quite put my finger on it. But yes, been doing quite a bit of work here. Let's just go ahead and head down here. Quite a bit of work has gone in. I can't even imagine how many hours I've put in here. So now you guys can see why I'm out of sandstone. I guess let's start down here. And I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use this area for just yet, but I decided to finally map it out to show the enclosed area. And I came up with this wall design, and I really like it. It actually went through a couple of different I can't speak today. Went through a couple of different iterations before I decided on this. And I really like it. Originally, these columns actually had tops on all of... Yeah, so I'm just going to sit here and do this for the rest of the episode. Originally, these columns all had these tops on them, but I felt like it was too busy. And then what I tried was actually taking out every other column. But then the wall just looked too plain. And the fact that this is actually a desert palace, I wanted it to be at least a little bit extravagant. So I settled on a little happy medium here, putting it the columns in but taking the tops off, and I really think that's the sweet spot. Now if you guys notice here, and I'll show you guys up there, I've decided on it. Actually I don't think I used it at all up until now, but I've always planned on using this dark wood because I think it's a nice accent piece to the sandstone. It gives it a nice offset. Is it going to be dark soon? It's going to be dark soon. Hopefully Gorley can sleep. But so I mapped out this whole area, made it a couple changes. I kind of had tweaked some of the dimensions that I originally was going to have it, just so the columns would be even. But it actually came out really well, and I really like it. I'm really liking how it's looking, and I still need a lot more sandstone to finish the floors. And I really don't have any idea yet what I'm going to be putting down here, except for this little area over here. As you notice right there, that's actually the back entrance up to my little temporary house. I'll put some kind of door there. That's not going to be there forever. The one exception is this little room right here. I'm going to use this for storage for whatever I put down here. So give me some suggestions, guys. Oh man, I can't speak today. Give me some suggestions. What do you guys think I should put down here? At one point I thought about putting animal farms down here, but I don't think there's enough room for that. Maybe animal farms down there. Out there, extend the base all the way down there, put some animal farms. Maybe put food farms up here. Villagers for trading. I don't know. But you guys, give me some ideas, please. I haven't been getting a lot of comments lately. I really like reading your comments, and I want your suggestions. So let me know what you guys think I should do down here. Let's ask Gorley if he can sleep. Can you sleep? Also, if the quality of this video is better, worse, different, I've actually started recording using DxTory instead of Fraps. Come on, Gorley, answer. You're still online, right? Gorley. But yes, I've been using, I started using DxTory instead of Fraps. So I'm hoping the quality is going to go up a little bit, but if you guys notice any difference, just let me know. Thanks. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a run out here, and I will... Ooh, we need food. Eat. But yeah, if you guys notice difference, good or bad, also let me know. Leave it in the comments, and let me know what you think. So let's head on up here to where I've spent... Believe it or not, this didn't take me all that long. It was just a lot of tedious stuff. Up here is where the real work has been going on. As you can see, I finished up the towers. They're still not finished on the inside whatsoever. I still have a ton of quartz to get. You guys can see there, I started doing the other side. But I finished up these towers. I will, I'll take you up top so I can show you guys that design as well. I'll probably do that right at the end of the video. I also added in the dark wood. Get out of my face. The dark wood stairs and the wooden fences going all the way up to accentuate the top. But up here is where all the design work has been going in. Wow, I just noticed I have 31 levels. This is where all the design work has been going in. I spent way too much time up here, and I almost thought at first it was a little bit too intricate, but at the same time, like I was saying before, this is a desert palace. Where else is going to have this much water in the middle of a desert? So it's got to be extravagant. So I figured that, no, it's not too detailed. It's not too busy. It's just right for something that's going to be, extravagant. And I don't think I've shown these either. This is the main entryway. I was a little concerned about what I was going to do when I decided to kind of make this cutout, because I wanted to get to up top. And I'll go up there when I show you guys the towers. So I decided to do this kind of triple entrance, and I have plans for all three. This is going to be like the main entrance. This is going to go to the living quarters and probably the enchanting setup. I have something in mind for an enchanting setup that I actually built a long time ago, and I've never gotten to implement it anywhere because I've never gotten far enough along in a project that that it kind of made sense. And it's always meant to be outside. So this is actually probably going to go have kind of like an entryway foyer area inside and then go straight up top. And then that's probably, I'm probably going to do the, I think probably a lot. I think I'm going to do the enchanting setup right in the middle, and I'm really excited to show you guys that because it's one of my favorite things I've ever built, and I've never gotten to use it outside my creative world. So that's going to be that one. This way, I think I'm going to go to like my armory and probably my brewing setup. Kind of using the red to signify like war and that kind of stuff. So that's going to be my war room that way. And then this way is going to be, I think mainly my storage room is going to be over there, and probably a few other things, maybe some small farms internally. So I'll keep some small internal food farms, the larger ones down there, something like that. But mainly storage room. I already have ideas for the storage room. Guys have been watching me for a while know how much I love designing storage rooms, and I don't have one on this server yet. So aside from that small one in the basement of my house at spawn, which I can't even really call a storage room, but I think you guys would be pretty excited about the design that I have in the works. I also have these designs in the wall here just to kind of keep it from being plain. And I've been thinking back there to put in some lava. And because there's a half slab here, the lava actually isn't going to put out any real light. I'm probably going to do redstone lamps in the ceiling or glowstone in the ceiling for that. But it does give off visible light, you know, so it's not going to make your block light go any higher, but it will give off visible light. So I think that might be maybe like every other one I'll put lava in. I think that would be kind of cool. I just have to find a source of lava. This water was actually the last thing that I added. I always thought that I wanted to have some type of water up here to go along with this. Again, guys who've been following me for a while know that I really like using water in my builds. And I originally had just those blank. Ooh, excuse me. Originally I had those blank, just kind of like those down there. If you guys notice, that pattern follows its way up here. I actually got the pattern for the wall after doing this. Or maybe I designed the wall first. No, you know what? I actually think I designed the wall first and then brought it up here. Yeah, I think that's the way it did it. Although it doesn't really matter all that much. And I was originally going to like offset these a little bit, but decided to just have the one waterfall coming all the way down. And I do really like how it turned out. That is the one thing I'm not sure about yet. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sold on it. I'm not 100% sure I like it. But other than that, I am really happy with how this turned out. Really happy. And I can't wait to get going on the inside. And then, in case you guys didn't notice, yes, I'm going to hollow out a lot of the inside of the mountain and then also use the top of it. So, like I said, this one is going to be primarily on top. Well, actually, let's head up there right now. This is the most dangerous ladder in the world because I have to sidestep to get on it. And to come back down, I kind of have to jump around the corner. But yeah, the center one's going to come up top here, and the right and left doors are going to stay kind of in. That's why it's a dangerous ladder. The right and left doors are going to stay primarily underground. They may poke out. I know the storage room is going to be taller than... There we go. It's going to be taller than this. Floating bed. So the storage room is probably going to poke out over there, and who knows what I have going on over there. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sold on this. The middle is going to come up probably around here, and I think I'm going to put my enchanting setup right in the center up here. Now this whole top's going to be built out. It's going to have paths and little buildings on top and stuff like that. So there's still a ton of work to do. But let me... You guys can see, get a better look at the tops here. and I really, really like how this came out. Now, you guys notice the underhang here? Underhang? Overhang? Underhang? One of the two. This is actually kind of looks like it's gripping, and it's got kind of danglies. Ugh, that's disgusting, but yeah, danglies, whatever. Underneath, I actually did that by alternating upside down stairs and slabs. I got that idea from watching Generic B recently work on his little haunted plantation, and I really like the idea. Let's go ahead and get up there a little bit more so I can give you guys a better look. I originally just had it as 2 blocks thick, but it looked kind of weak for such a... Oh, that wasn't the key that I wanted to hit. It looked kind of weak for such a big tower, so what I did instead, let me get over here so we can kind of a side angle, I added an extra layer of upside down stairs. So we had this kind of groove going all the way around, and I really like how that turned out. And then on top, I actually just placed stairs completely mirroring, let's see if we can get back on here, mirroring where they are down here. So you guys can see that's a mirror image, and that gave the whole kind of, I still have to do the tops here. As you guys can see, there's nothing in the middle. Gave kind of like this whole top spire design, and then in between I put fences which don't connect to anything, so they're just kind of their own little spikes, and it gives it kind of like the, you know, like I said, the spiky appearance, and I really do like it. I'm really pleased with how it turned out. I worked on this for quite a while. I do have a design for the top here. It's going to be kind of a checkerboard pattern of sandstone and spruce wood. But I think that's going to about do it for this week. Sorry, it's a shorter episode. Look at the view from up here. It's fantastic. See all the way down to there. And I do think I'm going to extend kind of like the peasant area down there with all the animals, and probably put some villagers down there or something. But we do have this area mapped out now. I just have to finish filling it all in with sandstone and then decide what I want to do down there. Like I said, leave me some comments about what you guys think I should do. There's some interesting little cutouts here. Probably, you know, maybe like a market section in there. This area is kind of straight, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Like I said, leave me comments. Would love to hear from you guys and see what kind of ideas you can come up with. Can I make it... This is probably dumb. Oh, I made it. How slick was that? Anyway, thank you guys. Oh, I have to take down that stupid dirt pillar. Anyway, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will see you again next week with another episode of the RAC World Tour. See ya.